Attention! Americans have the freedom of choice, and your choice for professional wrestling should be the American Wrestling Federation.
I'm Ken Resnick.
And this is the American Wrestling Federation. Ken, we've got an exciting program lined up. We have the undefeated tag team duo Johnny Gunn and Jim Powers.
I know she get a little excited when they're around the ring.
Well, I think you've got me confused with the fans.
And I'm also talking about tag teams. Jeff Gaylord, the Warlord, the Samoans, SST in action, and I'll be talking to the Fabulous Freebirds.
So let's get started. Let's go to ringside with Mick Karsh and Terry Taylor.
Well, thank you very much, Chris E. and Ken Resnick, and hello, everybody, Mick Karsh and Terry Taylor. What a great week we've got coming up.
They're all great.
432 pounds, the team of Bobby Bradley and Sonny Rogers.
Well, this tag team of Rogers and Bradley, ladies and gentlemen, very, very talented. However, what a combination they're going to be facing in just a few moments.
Yeah, I really like this Bobby Bradley kid. He's got talent.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 587 pounds, the team of Jeff Gaylord and the Warlord.
Oh, brother, we have nuclear warfare, ladies and gentlemen, in the tag team combination of the Warlord and Jeff Gaylord.
Are they brothers? The Lord brothers?
Well, I don't know if they're brothers, cousins, or what they are, but I know they are a very, very frightening, awesome tag team combination. Two monsters. I didn't get the combined weight here, but it's got to be in the 600-pound range.
587.
Whoa.
I have it written down right here. One of them weighs 300, and the other one weighs about 287.
Very, very good calculation, my friend.
Bobby Bradley, excuse me, and Sonny Rogers together weigh 430 pounds.
Well, like you said, I like Bobby Bradley. You like him. Sonny Rogers, a very, very talented young man. But for heaven's sakes, look at what they have to deal with right now. The Warlord, a monster of a man. Those arms are absolutely extraordinary. Jeff Gaylord not that far behind. This is a very, very devastating team.
To look at, everything you've said is looks. Now, Warlord goes out there with paint on his face. Gaylord was a former great football player. He's a great bench presser, but we're going to find out what kind of wrestler he is. Chris Adams outweighs Sonny Rogers by 15 pounds, and I'd put him up against anybody. Well, good-looking girls here at ringside waving at me. Get out of the way, Clark. But the bottom line is, you cannot tell by size how good a wrestler is going to be. Leverage, technique, and balance.
All right, and Sonny Rogers getting the crowd all worked up here. Ladies and gentlemen, this, of course, is the American Wrestling Federation and the round system. 3 4-minute rounds. If there is no conclusive winner, the referee keeping a scorecard will make his decision and call a winner. And right now, Sonny Rogers running into a brick wall 2 times in a row now. This is not an effective strategy here, Sonny Rogers.
Sonny went for a crossbody.
Oh!
Beautiful backwards bridging slam by Gaylord. But see, Sonny Rogers, smart move. His back's hurt, he gets out. If it was me wrestling against somebody bigger than me like Gaylord, I'd be working on an ankle or a wrist. I wouldn't be going chest to chest with him.
Well, let's see what Bobby Bradley can do right now against, oh my word! Into the ring lights and down to the canvas. Gaylord a powerhouse.
Yeah, that almost looked like a power backdrop because he didn't use momentum at all. He extended with his arms and just pressed him up.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the ring, it certainly has got no better for Bobby Bradley in there with the Warlord. Oh,
did you hear the smack of the flesh? That meaty arm across the upper chest of Bobby Bradley, and everything that they're doing is a percussion blow. It cuts the wind, and it makes a smaller man weaker and slower.
Tremendous vertical suplex, and the Warlord, as usual, very plotting, very methodical. He's like a shark, though, smelling blood. Here's the tag now, and Jeff Gaylord back in the ring.
Gaylord's an incredible athlete. He's light on his feet, while the Warlord is just unbelievably strong. Good quickness there by Bobby Bradley. Crossbody. Now look at this. What's going on?
Oh, smart move on the part of Sonny Rogers.
It's a tag team match. Why not?
Well, and again, ineffectual. It just shows you the power of Jeff Gaylord. He bounced right back to his feet, and now the tag to the Warlord. Bradley's in trouble. Oh.
See, if it was me, Bradley has to stay away, get these guys tired. They're too big and too strong. Gary the Rock Greinke stopped Sonny Rogers from attacking. Well, now here we go. Sonny's hitting a brick wall with his forearm. And ladies and gentlemen, there's the result.
One shot, even that score real quickly. Oh, that boot. He had to lose some teeth there, Terry.
I don't know if he lost any teeth, but that was a beautiful kick to the face. And look at the way he just feather pillowed him up to the shoulder.
One arm, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, tremendous power. That has got to do it. Sonny Rogers may or may not live to fight another day. Oh, tremendously impressive, the tag team combination of Warlord and Gaylord.
Yeah, each of these guys individually did very well. But at the end of that match, it was a power slam, a single move. And with a competition like it is here in the American Wrestling Federation, yeah, easier to hold the doll upside down. It's too tightly contested not to have great teamwork.
Well, a tremendously impressive victory kicking off this week's program, ladies and gentlemen. And look at Gaylord, he's very proud.
Well, you see these guys, and you were talking about this before, they're very intimidating to look at. But when they get in the ring, very strong. There's that press backdrop. Bobby Bradley trying to get a point of leverage, never got it. That knocks the wind out of him. And right here you see the clubbing like lariat back on his head and shoulders, and the throat takes some punishment. Watch this kick. Bang! You see the head turn. It knocks him right off his feet. Warlord too strong. Gaylord too strong. Sonny Rogers right here. Bang! What a power slam.
Incredible, a tremendous victory right now, ladies and gentlemen. Let's send it to Chrissy with Gentleman Chris Adams.
I'm here with Gentleman Chris Adams. Chris, Jeff Gaylord and the Warlord are quite a powerful tag team. And speaking of tag teams, I caught you and Too Cold Scorpio last week wrestling as the dynamic duo yourself. Tell me, is this something that we can look forward to?
Well, you know what, Chrissy, I really think it is. I didn't know much about Too Cold Scorpio before I tag team up with him, but we just seemed to click like that. It was like salt and pepper. It was fantastic. And you know, Too Cold Scorpio, you can be my partner anytime. But not only do I want to go into tag teams, of course, I'm into the single action too. And Tito Santana, although you're a great friend of mine, I still want a championship bout with you. And this other guy, or this other chap, should I say, from England, the Ambassador Steve Casey. The ambassador of what? I'd like to know. I'll be looking out for you, Casey.
Thanks, Chris. Truly a gentleman. We'll be right back.
I'm standing with Cowboy Bob Orton, and Cowboy Bob Orton, you've been asking where Tito Santana is. Well, Tito is back in North America, and I might add, successfully having defended the American Wrestling Federation Championship all over the world.
Boy, you just love saying that, don't you? Don't you find it a little odd, Ken, that Tito Santana who's a father and a lover of his wife, will travel halfway around the world to meet his opponents?
Well, now, Cowboy...
Wouldn't you find it odd, Ken Resnick, that he won't stay right here in the good old US of A and wrestle the #1 contender for his championship? Don't you find that odd? I think Tito Santana is a fantastic wrestler. I think he's a first-class wrestler. And I also think that he's scared to death of me. And he has reason to be afraid of me too, Daddy. I demand a title match, Santana. And if I don't get it, watch out, boy.
Here's Cowboy Bob Orton. Back to ringside.
Well, there's a man that he's been camping on Paul Alberstein's doorstep, for heaven's sakes, demanding a rematch.
From Des Moines, Iowa, weighing 215 pounds, Terry Allen.
Terry Allen.
I used to have a friend named Terry Allen. It was a great star in this sport. Career ended with a car wreck. Maybe this kid will continue the legacy. We'll have to wait and see.
And his opponent from Kensington, London, England, weighing 265 pounds, he is the Ambassador, Steve Casey.
The man is making great waves here in the American Wrestling Federation. I'm talking about Ambassador Steve Casey. Arrogant, cocky, conceited, call him what you will, but this man is a winner. He is outstanding in that ring, and certainly he has been provoking, at least verbally, gentleman Chris Adams.
We saw last week them make eye contact. We don't know what's going to happen. But if you want to see something that is bad eye contact, watch this Warriors Corner.
In other words, what I'm saying, you're looking at the SST. We are the baddest team in the world. You want to see what we can do. And when we come to you,
Well, I don't know how many garbage can covers and other assorted pieces of metal we're going to have destroyed by the SST, and that's just to themselves, for heaven's sakes, Terry.
Better garbage cans than wrestlers here in the American Wrestling Federation. Stephen Casey, smooth as silk. This kid, Terry Allen, trying. Oh, beautiful backslide, European style. 1-2, is it over that quick?
Oh, just that close. We talk about the ability of the Ambassador, Stephen Casey, the technique, and again, not a lot of speed here, just finesse. And that time, Terry Allen ducks the clothesline. Oh, my word!
Crucifix!
No!
Ducked into the lariat crucifix. Boy, is that shoulder just barely up on 3. That was a referee's discretionary call. Because he was there, he might have got the man off him, and that's why it wasn't called. Very close. What an upset that would have been.
Oh, it would have been a tremendous upset indeed. Shot heard around the world.
Look at this
European
he's got them all
wrapped
wrestling.
up. Look at that.
You take the finger lock. This guy's 6'5", still did the roll through.
Oh!
Did you hear that?
Call the paramedics.
What a tremendous lariat. You heard the smacking of the flesh. Now look at this. Instead of following up and trying to win, he's walking around with his chest out and very proud of himself.
Well, you know something? He has done that since he arrived here in the United States, antagonizing the American wrestlers and fans. He's got him draped on his shoulders. Oh, my word. Hung him right over the top rope.
Did you see Terry Allen's head snap back? I thought he was going to get him in that running backwards fall-away slam. He did not. And maybe this kid, Terry Allen, was trying to defend it. He used those ropes as an ally. They're either going to be your enemy or your ally. And Casey used them.
And this may be just what you were talking about, Terry, if in fact he's going to do what he has done in weeks past. Indeed it is.
See how his feet are up and his shoulders spear his opponent?
Well, there it is. Nothing fancy, plodding and methodical, and he got the job done. Young Terry Allen, a very game competitor, but in the end, the Ambassador, Stephen Casey, comes out on top.
Yeah, you say nothing fancy. It's the small idiosyncrasies that make a guy like Casey so good. And you'll see it right here. Look at the way he grabs that arm all the way around, turns this kid twice into a European backslide. The backslide is ordinary, but not the way he gets into it. And watch this left arm whip. Bang! the head back. This kid got it right under the chin, which is how you knock your opponent out. Now watch where his feet are, and watch the head. Bang, it snaps as the shoulders drive into Terry Allen's chest. Stephen Casey, the ambassador, is your winner, and he's talking to Ken Resnick next.
As you can see, I've been joined by the ambassador. You know, sir, it just occurred to me that the round style here in the American Wrestling Federation must be right up your alley.
My dear man, what is an alley?
You know, between streets and alley, kind of, you know, the houses between up.
You see, this is the kind of thing I've been telling you people. You've taken our language and torn it apart. You've made a mockery of our language. You heathens, you should be speaking Comanche or Arapaho. We should never have given you our language. And as far as the concept of rounds go, this is my territory. When that bell goes for the end of the first round, I have 1 minute precisely to think about the punishment I'm going to lay out on my opponent.
So speaking of between rounds, sir, I noticed last week you came out to watch your fellow countryman, gentleman Chris Adams, and his partner, Too Cold Scorpio, in action.
Excuse me? I was watching them?
Yes, you came out to watch the match?
No, don't you mean they were watching me? What am I going to learn off Americans and an Englishman that's a traitor?
The ambassador. Let's go back to ringside.
Well, that man has some serious problems with Americans, with gentleman Chris Adams, with half the planet.
Introducing first at a combined weight of 435 pounds, the team of Tony Ramone and Rick Rocket.
Tony Ramone, famous, of course, for his work with the Ramones singing organization, I believe, Terry. Is that right?
No.
Oh.
Quit
Sorry.
trying to be funny. These guys are the American Wrestling Federation.
Weighing 486 pounds, the team of Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers.
All right, now relax. We don't want any jealousy. We don't want you to turn it green with envy here.
Wait a minute, Carson. I gotta go to the tape. I gotta go protect these guys from the girls.
I gotta protect myself from you. You're spilling pop all over the table.
Well, I'm trying to get in here and get between the girls so nobody grabs these guys.
Right out loud. Pop all over me here. All right, lady, look at this in the middle of the ring and on the outside of the ring. Johnny, look at
Is it a
his
mixed
face.
tag? Wait a minute.
Oh.
Is the girls against the guys?
We've got a welcoming committee here for Johnny Gunn.
Did you see they ran over Jimmy Powers to get to him?
Well, they certainly did. You know, I feel so sorry.
Kind of like
for
my
Johnny
wife.
Gunn.
Yeah, it's kind of like my wife running me over to get to you. I don't like that either.
Well, Johnny Gunn certainly appears to be enjoying himself over the corner. We're waiting for some professional wrestling to get going here, and it looks like the security here with the American Wrestling Federation getting involved.
This looks like tomfoolery. Man, hey, Chuck, she started out pretty good, but she seemed to tense up as the night went on.
What? I wasn't listening.
Love connection. Love for singing. Look at the lipstick on his face.
I feel like I'm at a rock concert. We're going to clear the ring and come back. Stay with us, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, and much to our dismay, the security has finally cleared the ring here, and we're set for tag team action.
I need an oxygen or a cold shower. Did you see how ugly those girls were?
Take those glasses and clean them off a little bit, pal.
If I do, then I'll get a good look at Tony Ramone.
Well, he does have a set of... Oh, but there she is
Speaking
again.
of a set.
A set of what?
Set of teeth. What do you think? You get your mind out of the gutter. Speaking out of the gutter, let's go to the Warrior Corner with Too Cold.
Hey, what's up, what's up? Too Cold Scorpio in the house. That's right, y'all, I'm stepping, that's right, stepping to the front. That's right, first of all, I'd like to take time out to thank all the fans for your wonderful support last week. I had a chance of a lifetime to tag up with a man, gentleman Chris Adams. As everybody know, we came out, we hit him with the super kick, and I came off the top with the distance don't miss for the 3 count. But the bottom line is, they got a president here that sticks by his word, and I like that. And the bottom line is I'm here to kick butt. Showtime.
Well, there's a man whose cruising altitude is about 33,000 feet most days. Too Cold Scorpio. What a tremendous athlete.
Whoa!
Oh, no! Into that guardrail. Well, he took care of Ramone and Rocket and probably anybody else whose last name starts with an R.
Yeah. Well, too bad it wasn't Resnick. He's still got the lipstick on his face. He's flying through the air. We just hear from Too Cold Scorpio, who's claimed to flying ability. See? Teeth, I told you.
Oh, you know, you're right. Pretty smiles, both of them.
Wettest teeth I ever came across.
Over the top and into the ring once again. Ramon, I'm not sure that is Ramon, but he looked like a rocket coming in over the top. And Jimmy Powers continues working on the arm.
We have not had a chance to see Ricky Rocket yet, other than getting smashed by Johnny Gunn. Great wrestling here. We've had some good tags in and out.
You know, you get a little bit of everything here in the American Wrestling Federation. This is where it's at, ladies and gentlemen, for the greatest professional wrestling action. Johnny Gunn from the top, and Ramon is in a world of hurt once again. Oh, wrenching away. Nice series of moves, float over and takes him to the canvas. I think he dropped him on his head that time, Terry.
That's called a Mexican takeover into an arm drag. It looked like Ramon ducked his head to try to get away from it, and Johnny just hooked his head and let him follow with that momentum.
To the midsection and a big knee lift by Jimmy Powers.
Any kind of martial arts tells you to use your knees and your elbows. And right there, Jimmy Powers used that knee to great effect. He didn't even try to get a win. If you don't, you know, it's like in basketball. You can't score if you don't shoot. Of course, I'm not in there, and I don't know how tired Ramon is.
Well, he is in some trouble as a second time now. Powers hard into that buckle. And Ramon has got to try to make the tag, but instead it's Jimmy Powers who tags to Johnny Gunn.
See, that's what it's all about. When it's a tag team match, it's just not one guy scouting his opponent. It's two guys that have to mesh together, know when to tag, know when to get in, when to get out, and it looks like Gunn and Powers are a smooth, oiled machine, while Ramon and Rocket haven't even made a tag yet.
Well, I'm not sure if Ramon and Rocket have ever teamed up before as we go down to the last half minute of this one, but certainly there's no continuity there. Finally, a tag to Rocket. Nice can, by the way, for Mr. Rocket.
I can't tell where that... this guy, no tan, no body, but you can't tell. I found out a long time ago when I started. 10 seconds left in this first round. You can't tell what a guy's got by the way he looks, but you can by the way he moves. And this kid doesn't have any sort of movement. That's got to be it, but the referee's out of save was made anyway by Ramon.
Well, that's the best thing that could happen for the team of Rocket and Ramon. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming back with the second round in this tag team encounter. Stay with us. This is the American Wrestling Federation.
Hey, Darlene!
Ooh, yeah. Great tag team wrestling. Unbelievable.
All right, hold it. Go snap into something, pal. Give Terry his chair back. Thank you.
You and I got to switch seats. This is like an ejector seater over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, back we are, tag team action.
Did you notice that you had to have Rocket in there and Johnny Gunn because they finished the first round?
You know, looking at Rocket's body, I'm sure he's not a native to Floridian, I'll tell you that. Oh, double elbow. The team of Powers and Gunn once again working with precision, getting better and better. Picks him up. Oh, vertical suplex held him up there for that couple of seconds. Get that blood rushing to the head. And Rick Rocket, he's in trouble.
Look at the guns on Jimmy Powers. That's confusing. Look at the arms on this guy. He has never been thicker than I've seen him now. And he is well built, low center of gravity, and uses that leverage very well.
And Terry, you notice the team of Powers and Gunn tagging off very, very rapidly, always keeping a fresh man in the ring.
Uh-oh. Come here, Carson. Let me do this to you.
Get your hands off of me.
Come on.
Wait a minute.
Watch this. He's going to watch how he uses leverage, flips him up and on his back. Oh. You go up because that arm is in a bad position to block. Here he goes up on the second ropes. Oh. Look at all the weapons this kid's got.
This is an amazing athlete in Johnny Gunn, and Jimmy Powers absolutely the same. A tremendous tag team, forced to be reckoned with. Oh, wait a minute now. Rocket, what is he tiptoeing over to the corner? For heaven's sakes, go over there and make a tag, will ya?
Uh-oh!
Oh, no.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if it was me and I was Rocket, I'd have to attack. You know it's coming, at least get a few shots in. You can see the frame cam as all the action going Wrestling Federation.
Up and over the top, and Jimmy Powers right now really turning it on. Rocket made the mistake of trying to tiptoe back into the ring. Up and over the top. Oh, gosh. I think Rocket ought to sashay back to the locker room.
I don't think he can make it the way he's running in there in the ring. Uh-oh, opposite corners.
A meeting at the pass. Oh, Powers and Gunn absolutely have taken the team of Rocket and Ramon and destroyed it, literally.
Yeah, but the match is not over yet, so say what you will. You know, everybody's in it until the referee hits a 3 count. Run for it!
Oh.
Did you see him twist to try to get out of that? He almost, oh, he could have hurt his neck badly.
Well, he's just roped himself a steer. This one is up. Pardon me just a minute. Oh, this one is all over. The team of Johnny Gunn and Jimmy Powers, very, very, very effective here this week.
Beautiful jump over move. Look at the leverage on that hip lock takeover. And Johnny Gunn over the top rope. That's 270 pounds. Knocking down opponents and furniture. Gunn right here using his legs. Well, goes over. Ramon tries to get away from it, but Gunn hooks that head. Where the head goes, the body will follow. And these two guys double team. See, it's all teamwork. Tag team, double elbow. They got Ricky Rocket in a bad way. And watch this athletic move off the ropes, using them for leverage and an elbow, and there are your winners.
Well, clearly, Terry, the team of Rocket.
Wait a minute.
I'm sorry, I'm distracted again.
Get out of the way, Carson. I gotta go peel those girls off him before they hurt him.
You stay right where you are. Johnny Gunn, ladies and gentlemen. What a sad case this is. That poor guy has to put up with this kind of abuse. I'm not talking about the girls. I'm talking about the security staff.
What do you think Jimmy Powers thinks all that?
I don't know. Let's toss it to our friend, Ken Resnick.
The tremors still being felt all through the world of professional wrestling. Michael Hayes reuniting the Freebird. Jimmy Jam Garvin is back.
You know, sometimes, Michael, I just wish this guy just wouldn't even be here. He kind of just messes up the picture. I mean, everybody knows we're the greatest looking guys in the world. We're the greatest athletes that ever walked the face of the earth. And the American Wrestling Federation is never going to be the same.
Michael Hayes, if I may, the Freebirds have always done it their way, but your thoughts of the round system here in the American Wrestling Federation?
Well, I think that's what makes the American Wrestling Federation stand on its own. Because you go and you wrestle for a period of time, then in our case, our opponents get 1 whole minute of rest to say, oh God, we're going to get the hell kicked out of us again. We have won more tag team titles than Hillary has told Bill Clinton what to do. From the tips of California to the shores of Maine. Nobody forgets the Freebird name.
They are the fabulous Freebirds, and now to my broadcast partner, Chris E., standing by with Rico Suave.
Thanks, Ken. I'm here with the infamous Rico Suave and...
Ho. Show a little respect. You know, dames like you are a dime a dozen where I come from.
and the family, Greg the Hammer Valentine and the luscious Tommy Rich. Rico, in the last few weeks, you've been very outspoken about
you really want my phone number, don't you? I could tell.
Not. But Rico, you've been very outspoken the last few weeks about your wrestlers' tremendous abilities in the ring. But next week, they step into that ring with Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, and Coco Beware. And that's likely to be a different story.
You know, let me tell you something, dear. You haven't been around too long, so let me educate you a little bit. Coco Beware, let me tell you something. Frankie looks better than you any day of the week. As far as Tony Atlas, last time I saw Mr. USA, he was shining shoes in the airport. The only reason why we took this match is because Santana and Slaughter been ducking us. Not for long, boys.
I'm standing with my main man, G.I. Joe, America's hero, Sergeant Slaughter. Sarge, talk about being a marked man. You got to feel like you got a big target painted on your back. Now, let's see if I can lay all this out. Now, Luscious Tommy Rich says he's got a score to settle with you because he feels you cost him a shot at the American Wrestling Federation title. And, of course, with Luscious Tommy Rich, that automatically means you have to keep your eyes open for Greg the Hammer Valentine and Rico Suave. Then you've got this new Fidel Sierra, who, from Cuba, for no apparent reason, is gunning for you. And, you know, you and I, Sarge, go back a long time. We've got a lot of history between us. And anytime Sheik Adnan El Casey is around, you know he's gunning for you. And Sarge, you really haven't done anything to anybody.
Well, I'm not the one with the target on my back. Because when Sergeant Slaughter goes after somebody, they're in big trouble. As far as you, luscious Tommy Rich, you scum, you slime, you maggot, you tried to steal something that didn't belong to you. I got one thing to say to you, luscious Tommy Rich. If you want a piece of Sergeant Slaughter, I gave you the opportunity a few weeks ago, and you let your manager hold you back. Can you imagine luscious Tommy Rich letting a little fat guy like that holding him back to getting in the ring with Sergeant Slaughter? I don't think so. And you, Fidel Sierra, from Cuba, you want some of me? I'm not hard to find. And Sheik out on El Casey, get your army ready because Sergeant Slaughter's ready. And that's an order.
Well, I'll tell you what, Terry Taylor, you line them up and Sarge is going to knock them down. It's that simple.
Introducing first, for Chicago, weighing 213 pounds, Firefighter Jim!
What happened? Did somebody cruise to high school to find this guy? What is he, 17 years old?
I have no idea. For heaven's sake, you might be right.
His opponent, introducing first the manager, Sheik Adnan El Casey, and he represents from Havana, Cuba, weighing 280 pounds, Fidel Sierra.
Well, this is a marriage made in hell, ladies and gentlemen, as far as I'm concerned. Sheik Adnan El Casey and Fidel Sierra, who has made it very, very clear that his purpose in the American Wrestling Federation is to take out Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, he's armed himself with a very impressive athlete in Fidel Sierra, a known mercenary who'll do anything for money. Yeah, here he's calling everybody out. See, right there talking to Slaughter.
Because Cuba's #1.
All right, yeah, well, we've heard enough of this anti-American sentiment from this individual. Comes into the ring, well, certainly he's proud of his country. And I guess as we talked before, Terry, nothing wrong with being proud, but to berate another land, particularly when you're making money there, is another story.
Yeah, it's always good to be patriotic, but you don't have to like everybody from every country. This guy, I'm not sure people from Cuba exactly like this guy.
Well, I'm not sure Firefighter Jim or Chip or Louie or whatever, for heaven's sakes.
The guy's name is Firefighter Jim. He's in the American Wrestling Federation. You've never been in the ring, so show some respect.
You were the guy who said they were cruising high school to find this kid.
Well, they might have. At least he has a degree or a diploma. What about you?
I most certainly do. As the chant goes up from this crowd, USA, USA, certainly grating on the Sheik, and oh, Sierra from behind.
Yeah, well, what did you expect? This kid didn't even get a chance to get that T-shirt off, and he's under attack.
Sierra, as is his custom, from behind.
Look at the maniacal look on this guy's face. Let's go to a Warriors corner with the champion, Tito Santana.
I've had successful title defenses in Mexico, Europe, Japan, and I guarantee you, Bob Borton, I don't dodge anybody. The president of the American Wrestling Federation gives me the opponents. I am ready anytime, my man. I am a wrestling champion, and I do represent the American Wrestling Federation. Arriba!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Tito Santana, the champ, certainly means business. And Firefighter Jim, I do believe, made a wrong turn coming into the building this week. Oh, he is in trouble.
That was an athletic move by a guy that doesn't look like an athlete. You can't always tell by looking. That Vasily Alexiev, the strongest man in the world, had that thick middle like that.
In from behind with Sheik Adnan El Casey, cheering him on. We've got a sleeper hold, Terry.
No, he calls that the Castro clutch.
Oh, you're right.
And he has got it on Firefighter Jim. Look at this kid's already done.
He's out. He is out.
Cuts the blood off the brain. Listen. Man, this guy's a maniac. You know, the referee's got to monitor this. This is cutting the blood off to the brain. The referee's being distracted. This kid could be injured.
Come on, Casey. Get out of the ring, for heaven's sakes. Once again, Fidel Sierra, as he waves.
But wait a minute. The blood is still cut off. This kid's going to have to be awoken. He's too busy is he trying to embarrass him? I'm scared for this kid's welfare.
No excuse for this.
This is dangerous, Mick. I've been in this sport 15 years. He's got to wake this kid up and get the blood back to his brain, and he's stalling.
Terry, this youngster is not moving. He is not even twitching, and you are absolutely right. Precious seconds.
See, he's talking to Slaughter, and all this time this kid's had less blood and oxygen going to his brain. He can't wake up on his own.
I don't like the looks of this at all. This is very scary.
See, this is what he should have done 2 minutes ago. A smack between the shoulder blades gets the heart going again. And this kid, I hope he's going to be okay. This shows the maniacal, devious nature of this man. All right, now you see him getting in. He's representing his country, has all the colors on from Cuba. Are there the Cubans that like this guy? Maybe so, I don't know. Attacks firefighter Jim from behind. Gets him going. Right there you see the lariat, almost like a reverse knife edge the way he had his hand held. He drops his kid. Great athletic maneuver by a big man. Look at this, drops all that weight, 270 pounds on the back of the head, and firefighter Jim is put out with a Castro clutch.
And Fidel Sierra sending a message, certainly, to Sergeant Slaughter and the entire United States of America.
Are you
please. Let's toss it to Ken Resnick waiting for Sierra.
As if Fidel Sierra wasn't mean enough in the ring. Well, now, wait a minute. Where did the Sheik go? He was just with you.
That's none of your business where the Sheik's at. You know what? He's taking care of business. He got a call from Saddam Hussein, and even there, they're hearing about the AWF because that's the hottest thing going today.
Well, now, does this mean that you have now joined the army of Sheikh Adnan el-Kaisi?
Well, I hate to tell you, but that is also none of your business.
All right, well, then let me ask you this. A couple of weeks back, I recall, while you were in action in the ring, one Sergeant Slaughter was taking a very interesting look at your action.
Now, that is my business. Sergeant Slaughter, you're an American pig. You know, that's what I like. I like destroying American athletes. And Sergeant Slaughter, when you came out of that match and stuck your nose in my eye business watching me, then I knew I have to destroy one American named Sergeant Slaughter.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And Terry, you were about ready to get into the ring during that last match.
Yeah, I wasn't going to interfere, but I was going to make sure that kid got woken up. And I'm glad Sierra got fined for attacking before the bell. He deserves to be fined.
Well, what a tag team combination we have here. Hubert Simpson and Dennis Rodman.
These guys, no, that's Pretty Boy. Can't you tell by looking at him? These guys are optically impaired. Horrible to look at.
631 pounds, the Samoan SWAT team!
Well, Terry, if they're horrible to look at going in, can you imagine the sight after the SST hits the ring? This is one of the most frightening tag team combinations. They're impervious to pain. It's that simple.
These Island boys are super tough. And they got a nasty streak the size of a superhighway down the middle of their backs. And I just want to say right now, whoever wins this tag team match is going to be ugly.
Well, I would have to agree with you there. We finally agree on something. That's a toss-up. You have a beauty contest. You have no entrance from this matchup. The Samoan SWAT team, you know, I said they're impervious to pain. We've seen it in their own interviews. They're beating each other up with garbage can covers and not batting an eyelash.
They've got the hardest heads I've ever seen. I've been around the sport for 15 glorious years. I've seen guys come and go. When people say, well, they're big, they're thick, but they're not fat. You slap them on the back, it's like hitting a pine board. And the bell rang, though. See, the bell rang first before they attacked.
Well, they didn't want that fine.
Listen. Oh, man, I want to do that to you so bad.
Well, I know you do. Just stay where you are. Hubert Simpson is now deposited unceremoniously on the concrete floor. Pretty Boy Floyd. Oh, heavens. Oh, face first. Look at that tuft of hair blowing in the breeze as he went skyward.
Now, wait a second. This guy weighs 211 pounds, and I'm talking about Pretty Boy.
Not anymore, he doesn't.
There is a 110-pound difference in weight between him and his opponent.
Now you get that bulbous, nothing happening, Hubert in there. You know, you got some girth, but how much talent do you have? How much heart do you have?
Look at this now, that double headbutt.
I think he said he gives up. See him nodding, yes, I quit.
I believe you are right, and he picks him up. Wait a minute. He's grabbing another remaining live hair follicle. Pretty Boy Floyd and Hubert Simpson, I believe. Oh, no!
He tried to get away from that. He tried to twist away. His neck went away it wasn't supposed to. You see Hubert over there? That's called short-arming your opponent in the biz. See, he's not trying to make a tag.
Well,
you see how he pulled his arm out of the way so he didn't make the tag? That's fear.
Yes.
That's fear. That was in the ear. Do you see him cup that guy's ear? That's how you break an eardrum. No balance, and this guy's going to need every weapon he's got against this Samoan SWAT team.
Well, I believe Hubert Simpson is out on his feet already.
Gosh!
Ran him into his own tag team partner's head.
Look at that boiler! Oh, my gosh, pull your tights up.
He's not in the position to pull anything
slapping him in the belly, slapping him in the face.
This is utter degradation. This is humiliation. Hubert Simpson wants out. He wants to get out of the ring. Oh, no.
See, they speak English.
Well, I'm looking at Pretty Boy Floyd over in the corner. He certainly has had enough for this week.
Well, he's cheering his partner on, isn't he?
He's not talking.
He's saying, please beat Homer Simpson so I don't have to get back in there. DDT off the second rope. He had no hair to pull, no leverage. He used the tights.
This has been a nightmare for Hubert Simpson and Pretty Boy Floyd.
And me too, to have to watch it.
Oh, look at that combination. The Samoan SWAT team, the SST.
The Lee brothers, home and up.
Oh.
You need competition. Boy, you won't find any here with me and Karsh. I'm scared to death. Boy, these guys are like weapons. And we've seen the other Samoan dive off the top rope. He's got a tremendous leaping ability, great splash. That DDT planted Homer Simpson.
Oh, and again, you saw Pretty Boy Floyd standing on the apron, trying to shake the cobwebs loose.
Not anymore.
Oh, he got nailed once again. Take a look, Terry. You described this carnage.
What? The bell rings. You saw the referee give the sign for the bell to ring. Hit him low, hit him high. Right there, they just attack. That's the only way they know. They're savages, they're warriors, they're from the islands. These guys are unbelievable. How that guy got the name Pretty Boy is beyond me. See the way he twisted away from that?
Oh, help.
Very dangerous move. Bam, right there, see that in the ear? Unbelievable move.
That was pure humiliation that time. This was an easy victory. A night on the town for the SST. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, let's toss it to Ken Resnick with the team of Powers and Gunn.
Ladies and gentlemen, I really wish you would have been afforded the opportunity I just had. Periodically, I'll have the chance to sit back in the dressing room and watch a match that's taking place with some of the other wrestlers, as I was just doing. But what's interesting here, no one was talking about the action, the execution inside the ring. All the other wrestlers were just shaking their heads and talking about the greeting that Johnny Gunn got from the female fans here in the American Wrestling Federation when he came out to ringside. It was truly something to behold. Gentlemen, in fact, Jimmy, congratulations, another big win. Johnny, I've got to ask you, in all my years of covering professional wrestling, now I've seen a lot of wrestlers get some pretty nice greetings from female fans, either on their way to the ring or back to the dressing rooms after a match. But this is the only time I can ever remember seeing a wrestler. In fact, they didn't even wait for you to get in the ring. They were there waiting for you.
Kenny, in all your years and all my years, I can't believe it either. I mean, Jimmy and myself, we were in the back going over pre-match strategy and whatnot. We walked out to the music, the lights, everything, just to see a ring full of beautiful women. I didn't know if it was a women's battle royal. I don't know what it was. I just was blown away by it.
It certainly was unbelievable, to say the least. But now, curiosity has the better of me. Is this adulation, for lack of a better term, spilling its way outside the arena? You noticing it anywhere else, Johnny?
Well, I think ever since I've been in the American Wrestling Federation, I think my popularity has skyrocketed. Actually, our popularity. I mean, I go to the gym, I go to the market, I go to the gas station. everywhere. I just feel like the girls just tearing my clothes off. It's unbelievable.
Now, let me ask you, there's been a rumor, if you will, circulating about an incident that happened. You were in the car, Jimmy was with you, girls, police involved. Could you maybe enlighten us a little about that?
Well, only if you promise not to tell anybody.
Oh, what no. Now, nobody, you won't say anything, will you? Fine. No, nobody will say a word.
Okay. Jimmy and myself, we're in our convertible, just out, hanging out, what we do best and whatnot. We're at a red light. A beautiful girl's pulled up beside us, just jumped in. It wasn't for Jimmy. I don't know what would have happened. My shirt went off, this went that way, this went that way. Well, it is a family show, so let's just keep it at that.
Well, Jimmy, I can certainly tell Johnny was very pleased you were there to be of service. But you know what? All the girls aside, you and Johnny are becoming a very formidable tag team here in the American Wrestling Federation.
Yeah, Ken, we're here for one reason, and one reason alone. I don't know what to think of all the popularity we're getting from the girls, but we're here to become the greatest tag team in the American Wrestling Federation. That's what we came here for, and we're going to stay here as long as it takes to rise to the top in the American Wrestling Federation. And I'm sure somewhere down the line, we're going to have some gold belts around our waist.
And what's been very interesting, I know in talking to a lot of the other wrestlers here in the AWF, each and every time you two step in the ring, your teamwork seems to be getting better and better, your confidence, and nobody has gotten up from the power blaster when you two put it on.
I doubt very much anyone will, Kenny.
Take a good look. Jimmy Powers and Johnny Gunn. I guarantee you'll be hearing a lot more of them in the American Wrestling Federation. Now stay with us. We've got a lot more to come.
For Ken Resnick, Chrissy, and Terry Taylor, this is Mick Hart. So long, everybody.
You've made the right choice with the American Wrestling Federation. So until next week, you're dismissed.